So, the L'Manberg 2020 election, eh? Let's talk about that. Okay, so that's what I'm drawing right now. For those of you who might not know, or just want to be reminded, let me give you a rundown of what happened. On the Dream SMP Minecraft server, the nation, I suppose, of L'Manberg held a presidential election. Wilbur was supposed to be the only one running. He rigged it. Well, he tried to rig it, but at the last moment, I guess, Quackity joined in with his own presidential party. And so a competition was made, and it ended up being Pog 2020 versus Swag 2020. And after a lot of, a lot happened. But in the end, Jschlatt ended up joining and combined with Swag 2020 to make Jschlatt Swag, or whatever it's called, and they won by 1% of votes, which meant that Jschlatt, even though he was supposed to have been banned from the server and only come back for one day, he ended up as the president of the server, and his first decree as president was to banish Wilbur and Tommy in it, even though it was their nation that they made, which was very traumatic, and so it's what I'm drawing now. He was a very divisive president, and he still is, because it's only been like 4 days, with a lot of people picking sides. So, as you can see right now, I'm drawing Quackity. He's obviously on Jschlatt's side since they teamed up. Fundy, even though he was a member of L'Manberg, he is on Jschlatt's side. He's okay with taking down all of the walls of L'Manberg, burning the flag. He did that, by the way. He's holding a pole that's gonna be like a what's it called? One of those mob things with fire that they have in cartoons. This is Tommy and Wilbur at the bottom. They're looking sad because they've been exiled. Goggy here, George, he is part of Swag 2020. So he's pledging allegiance to Jschlatt. He's like, yes sir, I will work for you. I don't know, but he's been good. And this is Jschlatt in the background. The way I drew this, I went and watched the, I drew it and then I watched the Warriors animatic again for like the 50th time, and I thought, that accidentally looks really similar. I didn't mean to do that. So, yeah, the one wasn't intentional. It just, it was actually inspired by Steven Universe Yellow Diamond. If you know, then you know. So yeah, I'm starting on the colors now. This was actually kind of difficult because I felt like not everything matched and it looked a bit weird, because for my last picture I drew, everything was so vibrant and happy. I used lots of reds because it's like a nice warm color, but in this one I wanted it to look just hopeless. They've been exiled, their country's been dismantled, it's being burned, Fundy, Wilbur's own son, has betrayed him, and everything's looking pretty grim right now. So the point here was to try and get everything to look as miserable as possible, which wasn't very easy. For the colors, I used some of the eyedropper colors from the official skins because I just couldn't get it to look right. This here, you see, is going to be a L'Manberg flag, and they're sort of taking cover under it. And I'm going to draw a fire in later. That's why they've got their hands out. They're not just doing that. And here's Tubbo. He's got his iconic green shirt on, but over it he's got a Jschlatt suit. Because even though he's Tommy's right-hand man, he's part of Team Swag. He said, yes, Mr. President, to Jschlatt, and didn't go with Tommy and Wilbur. So he was ordered to hunt them, and now he's like, oh, I don't know. And this is Technoblade, who just out of the blue was on Twitter and said, hey, I heard you need some help, let me come on the SMP. And now he's part of Pog. Here's Niachu. She was with Fundy as another party, but she got kind of betrayed by Fundy because Fundy wants to burn down the L'Manberg, and she doesn't want that. She's still with Wilbur as teammates. And this is Eric. What a change of heart he's had. He went from down with the election, it was never meant to be or whatever he said, to we want revolution, boys. We want L'Manberg must stand. And I'm not sure if you can really tell, but usually I don't draw cartoons, I draw anime, and I think that's very evident with Eric and Niachu, but I mean it looks cool, so I left it. And here's George. I was thinking about giving him his iconic blue shirt under that, but I went against it because George, he's just gone full Jschlatt mode, He's gone full Swag supporter with Quackity. Fundy still got his L'Manberg jacket on, but he's got a tie to represent, the Jschlatt party now, because he's kind of been a mix of the two. But Quackity over here is a special case, I suppose. Because he was the only one who wasn't part of L'Manberg or part of Jschlatt's party. I guess Techno wasn't either, but he's gone and joined L'Manberg now. So here's Jschlatt. I wasn't really sure how to draw him because he's like sometimes a white fluffy goat and he's sometimes a businessman. So I wasn't sure like which persona to do, and I kind of just mixed them because it looked cool. Yeah, so here you can see I'm shading Wilbur. I'm gonna draw that fire in, well, quite a way away actually, and they're gonna be huddling for warmth because they've been exiled and it's very sad, boo-hoo, yeah. But not yet. So right now I'm just adding some of the shading to the jacket, which took a surprising amount of time. In the video it looks really fast, but you know, you'd be surprised how long it takes to draw all of these folds. So yeah, I'm doing the flag now. The flag actually ended up looking kind of weird because usually I use multiply layers to shade, but I didn't for the flag because I thought it just looked kind of cool with blue on it. And so there I was experimenting with Wilbur, but it didn't go very well. And Tubbo here, I'm doing him. I think I drew his hair all flat and sad because he's been rained on. It's gonna be raining. He's been betrayed by kind of everyone. He doesn't know what to do. He's having a bad time, it seems. But he's also got a cool sword because I feel like he should have a cool sword in my opinion. So here's Technoblade. Technoblade was hard for me to draw because I usually don't draw animals. I just draw, you know, anime people. But I hope it looks okay. Same with Fundy actually. I don't really know how to do that, so they kind of look a bit funny. But I think Techno actually looks pretty cool here. And he's kind of got his sword going, you know, watch out, Fundy, watch out, I'm Technoblade, I can smite anyone. So here's Niachu. Usually the way I draw hair is different because right now I'm just using like one color to shade. I'm not really mixing it or blending it or anything. So coloring in her hair was a bit of a challenge. I think I go back and tweak it off camera later. And I do the same for Eric. Oh, okay, yeah, so we're doing his hair now. I go back and add some blue later to make it look more just sad, I guess. Same with George Not Found. I did a little bit off camera. We're doing his suit now. I think I actually had to end up changing the color of the suit because I opened up Jschlatt's skin and I realized, I've got the colors a bit wrong, which made me a bit miffed, but oh well. We've got his cool shades there. Now here's Fundy. I still don't know what his hat is meant to be. I googled Fundy to have a look, but I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. So it's still a cap because caps are cool. And they're in Mario Odyssey, a game which I like, so no, that's not related. Anyway, so here's Quackity. The recording's actually going to cut out in a moment because I forgot to record. And you're going to see here, I gave him like these cute cheeks. I do that for all of my drawings, my cartoons, because I think it just looks cute. But no one else has it here except for him. That's because everyone else here is in some kind of peril or anguish. Except for him. He's like the only one on the server who just is like, yeah, I'm here for a good time still. You know, Tubbo's been betrayed. George is, you know, he's a god now. Fundy's ready to start burning things. Aria and Niachu have been betrayed, and Wilbur and Tommy, I mean, they're having a bad time. They've got no home. They have nothing. And Technoblade is Technoblade. So we're starting with the background here. Yeah, I think this is where it cuts out. I'm adding some glow, I guess, to make it look more dramatic, and some leaves here. I did this because I couldn't be bothered to draw everyone's legs. So I'm adding some leaves, and they've got their own little sad island, I guess, where they're all alone. And Tubbo's on the other side. He's like, oh, should I go to them? I don't know. I want to kill them. There's the fire I was talking about. In a moment, I'm about to draw the ruins of L'Manberg in the background, but it's going to cut. So this is meant to be water, but I'm not very good at drawing water, so if you're confused what that is, it's meant to be water with the moonlight on it. Oh, I don't know what happened there. So yeah, adding some of the highlights to the leaves. Here's the ruins of L'Manberg, and it's gonna cut in a few seconds because, oh, here it is. Yeah, there we go. So I've added a kind of stormy background, and now I'm just fiddling with overlays. The image is pretty much done, and yeah, there we go. I hope you like it. If you enjoyed watching, please hit subscribe. It really helps. I really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you.